This example will hopefully show you how the VLOOKUP works and what it does. VLOOKUP is probably one of the most misunderstood formulas in Excel. I'm using Excel 2010 here, although the methodology that I'll show you here will work in nearly every version available at the moment. So to begin with, the VLOOKUP, you click where you want the answer. Any function, click where you want the answer first of all. I insert a function. I use the FX button or insert function button just to the left of the formula bar to bring up the dialog box that says, well, do you want to go to your most recently used? And although I can see the VLOOKUP in my most recently used, I'll just change my category here to lookup and reference, just so that it looks something similar to your own computer maybe. So in my lookup and reference section, I find my VLOOKUP. It's called VLOOKUP because it looks up into a vertical list. So this is the VLOOKUP dialog box. It requires 4 elements, the first of which is the lookup value, and the lookup value is what are you looking up. So it's always in my current location just to the left here. I'm looking up the code 1001 here. I want to find it on another sheet of my workbook and return the name of the person, and in a minute I'll do another VLOOKUP to return the location. I want to then copy the formula down along to look up other codes and return other names and locations. So I'm looking up cell A2. My table array refers to the block of data where I'm going to find what I'm looking up in an external list or an external file altogether. And over here on the right hand side of my workbook, this is on another sheet entirely, sheet 2. And my codes start in column A and they go all the way over to column G. Now because I am going to copy and paste this formula down along, I need to press F4 on my keyboard, which is my shortcut to put in $signs to lock the reference for my table array. This is necessary because I am copying the formula down along. It's well noted to say that if you are getting your external table array from an external file, as opposed to just a sheet in this workbook, the external file, when you select it, will automatically put in the $signs for you. So you won't have to press F4 in that case. The column index number relates to the lookup list. So in my lookup list, I refer not as column A anymore. I refer to this as column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6, etc. So the column index number I want initially is just to return the name. Column 1 is my code, column 2 is my department, column 3 is my name, so the column index number in this case is 3. Okay. Now the range lookup is essential. Okay, if you want the computer to guess, you can leave range lookup empty. If your list is sorted in ascending order, as mine is here, again you could leave it empty. However, if you look up something and it doesn't belong to the list, Excel will guess. And I don't know, is that a good idea for your workbook? I go along with the idea that I'd rather find an exact match. So I put the word false in here. An alternative to the word false could be the number 0. 0 to computers is false also. So I'm looking up A2 in the other sheet, A2 to G18. When I find it going down column 1, I go to the third column to return the person's name. I click on OK, and sure enough, there's Philip Lindsay is returned. Code 1001 is found going down vertically the list, and when it's found, go to the third column of my selected table array. I'll do the same for location. I click where I want the answer. I click on the insert function button. I can now go to my most recently used. I'll find my VLOOKUP. My lookup is the code again. My table array is on my other sheet. And again I press F4 to lock in the reference so that when I copy it, it won't move the reference. My column index number this time, I want the location returned. So column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6. 6 is my magic number here. Instead of a column index number, you could put in a cell reference that contains a number, or you could put a formula like a match formula, which would return a number, or column would be another formula that might go there as well. So I'll just hard code the number 6 here to make it easy. And again, I want the right answer. I do not want the VLOOKUP to guess an answer if it doesn't find what it's looking for. So clicking on OK, my location for code 1001, whose name is Philip Lindsay, the location is France, goes down the left hand column, finds 1001, goes across to the 6th column and returns France. I'll now copy down my formulas, and you can see that 1051 returns Chantal Rivers from Germany. Just check that one. Column 3 is the name Chantal Rivers, and column 6 is Germany. Code 941 is not found. It doesn't exist. Maybe I meant to put in there 951. You can see that my VLOOKUP formula, because I put the word false in there, it's not guessing. So therefore returns #A. If I change this to a valid code, 951, as soon as I press enter, you can see Lester Snyder is returned. Okay, and that completes an example of how VLOOKUP works. There are other examples available on the internet, of course. You really have to get a feel for your own workbook and how it's set up.